curtain suffers. No point in pursuing further. Behold.
inside. Step forward. After all, you know me well. Take off your mask now. It's your home. Welcome, little prince. Why the sullen look? Aren't you glad to see me? You finally made it here. It must have taken quite a long time. So, you don't remember me. I'm afraid it might have something to do with the form in which I see you now. This body and soul, they're much different from what I expected. But to answer your question, I am the Weaver. And though it may be hard for you to believe, a part of you knows me all too well. Because it is easier for me to address you this way than to accept that, for now, you are nothing more than a human. It is painful, but I must come to terms with it. It is a place where my prince was woven from the threads of pure potential. The Pale Lady was relentless in her desire to fulfill her vision of an offspring, modeled after those she watched so eagerly. It displeases me that you don't remember. I'd envisioned your return and our meeting quite differently. But now it all makes sense. Now I understand why you need that shard. Nothing remarkable. I simply exist in this place. That you ended up here is a mere coincidence. None of my kind have visited me in a long time. Yet here, I used to weave new Avalonians, shaping them according to the intent and thought that accompanied their creation. Now the thread of potential is much weaker, though it seems this place stirs to life again as the weirdness returns. She was a powerful Avalonian, one of the oldest. She saw and desired far more than the rest of her kin, who were suffocating in their growing decadence. To live a life where one can do anything, it loses all meaning. When she discovered the homelands and learned of mortality and time, everything changed. We were no longer the same. It was as though the mere awareness of such things altered the way we lived. We could no longer exist as we once had. It planted a new emotion in us. Fear. You will find traces of her here as well. The stone tablets bear her mark. I'm afraid I must admit that I don't know where she is now. It seems she retreated into her depths again after your king entered his eternal sleep. The true one, from which mortals are not meant to be awakened. Not like this. The shard of the prince's memory. It is shattered. Much like the fragmented memory of the king that lingers within you. I'd gladly speak with him, but something is preventing him from manifesting. I don't know all the details. What I do know is that after our prince was murdered by our kin, his potential, what you humans might call a soul, did not perish. The prince had been deeply fascinated by humans, and so after his death he manifested in one of them. That person was Arthur, the man who would one day become your king. He followed his mother's fascination. Much like her, he gazed upon the land of men. But he wished to go further. He wanted to experience being human. So he built the menhirs, meant to repel the weirdness. For us, the Four Dwellers, such a vision was both heretical and terrifying. Some of our kin could not forgive him for it. So, they killed him. It was the first time an Avalonian had ever slain one of their own. Arthur was a man, mortal like any other, but ambitious like few. But yes, his origins are far more complicated. This is a tale of two separate realities that, through a series of specific events, began to intersect, forming a single knot. Everything that has happened, and everything that will happen, is meant to decide the fate of that knot. And we, as you likely already know, have been pulled into all of this. Our meeting comes to an end. I regret how brief it is, but my role in your story was always meant to be insignificant.
The king! Our king! What has been done to him? What does it mean for us, mere humans?
Who's there? What do you want? We're just sitting here, not bothering anybody, so there's no need to bother us. Vran? Ha! I've been wondering how that old harpy's doing. We haven't seen each other in a while. You can go. If you know our sister's name, that means you survived meeting her. That's enough for me to let you pass by.
Don't bother. I'm in no mood to talk.
Speak up or get... Working hard. We're gathering people. But we don't need anything from you. You've got some guts. Walking right up to a pair of Dalrita without even flinching. Well, well.
Impressive, indeed.
We're Dalrita. We make sure that the Camelot scum infesting Kuanach don't even dare to think about heading south. Imagine, a Camelotian who's also a deserter. Unbelievable. Even Grindylows have their honor, unlike those scum. And catching a deserter? Now that's a real treat. We do what any honorable warrior would do with deserters. We help Camelot get rid of their cowards. You could say those vermin owe us a debt. Thanks to us, they're well fed, and Denham pays us handsomely. A Camelot legate. He commands the rabble you see swarming in Kuanach. He's decent enough, and he pays a good price for deserters' scalps. Aye, there are. We've been here for 2 years now, and they're multiplying like vermin.
It all seemed innocent at first. They were just supposed to help the local lord mine resources.
Ha, sure. And those nitwicks from Kuanach fell for it like naive children. So when the troops arrived, they were caught completely off guard. The Red Priests came along with the troops, and then, out of nowhere, the Red Death resurfaced. Even now, as the Camelotians aim to take the Menhir, the village is torn. Some want to go to Camelot, others want to stay. It's a complete mess in there, Mathair help me.
She won't. The goddess doesn't like people like us.
Shut your mouth. You're flapping your gums like a wench in a brothel. Anything else? Or will you be on your way? Good hunting.
Prepare for battle!
yours.
Your money!
Don't even say that. Someone comes, lights them in here, and then dies on all watch? People would be at my door with pitchforks.
She's waking up. Welcome back to the land of the living, our hero.
Help her up, Ansem. Welcome to my home. Quite a scene unfolded at the Menhir, with you at the heart of it. I can't decide if I'm more delighted or surprised. What was it that made the Menhir react to you? I see. You have a habit of not taking things seriously, don't you? But this is no trivial matter, so I demand respect. Come now, you must have a theory. The local Menhir here have been rather lifeless for quite some time. Then you come along, breathe life into what was dead, and, whether you meant to or not, alter the course of our history. That's how I see it anyway. Tell me, do you know what this Menhir represents? So they say. The Menhirs were raised by Merlin to ward off the ancient mists that burst monsters beyond human comprehension. But none of this matters in our current situation. Here, the Menhir represents something more. For some, it's a symbol of freedom and independence. Strength, if you will. It shows that the people of Quarnoct, my subjects, can face any challenge, even at the world's end. And for others, like our guest from Camelot, whom I'm sure you've seen, it's a symbol of power. Power once granted by King Arthur, and therefore by Camelot. And power that has been granted can be taken away. Officially, they say they want to gather all the Menhir scattered across Avalon, set them around Camelot, and bring people there to ensure their safety. That is, if they can figure out how to restore the power of the Menhirs. I don't think we know each other well enough to speak on unofficial terms. I'm well aware. And now we're also facing an outbreak of the Red Death, which will no doubt influence Camelot's decision on whether to offer my people shelter. But with the Menhir reignited, the people of Quarnoct will be even less willing to give up and go to Camelot. If anything, I expect rebellion to break out, and bloodshed is something neither we nor the capital want. I don't know, to be honest. It's not something I could admit publicly, but I feel both sides have a point. I understand the people who don't want to abandon their homeland, and I understand the knights, who must face a long-lost terror and find a solution to an impossible problem. Believe me, being a lord in times like these is a heavy burden. I want you to speak with Dinho and try to calm him down. He's the commander of Camelot's forces stationed in Connacht, and as you probably imagine, your presence here didn't exactly make his job easier. With the men here active again, everything could change. Calamity Shield, you say? An unusual request. That shield rests beneath the men here. And legend has it that it used to fuel its power for centuries. I don't mind if you look at it, touch it, whatever you need. Just don't take it. It's a treasured relic, and the people of Connacht are quite attached to it. And you're probably just as attached to your head, which you'll lose if we catch you trying to steal the shield. If you need anything, speak to Ansem. He's the one who decides what's worth my time.
I should stay out of trouble.
Ah, oi, you there, Sleeping Beauty. I saw them carrying you into Yvain's mansion. You feeling better now? Good. Would have been a shame if something happened to the one who lit up the menhir. No wonder they brought you straight here. Tell me, did you get to see our lord? Or just that snake of his, Anselm? Sorry, stranger. I meant no offense. Name's Morag. I'm the innkeeper around here, though, as you've probably seen, there's not much of an inn left to keep. Truth is, I was hoping that, with what happened at the menhir and all, you might have Lord Yvain's ear. And maybe you'd be kind enough to whisper a thing or two into it on my behalf? Camelot shut down my inn. Said it was because of the Red Death, but the Red Priests have been here for ages, and they never had a problem with my place. And last I checked, Yvain's still our lord, not one of those Camelotians. What gives them the right to meddle in our business? I know. I was here when the outbreak hit. Lost some of my best patrons. But the Red Priests have it under control now. Every new case gets carted straight to the asylum, and we haven't had one in a good while. I tried talking to the Camelotians. They told me to piss off. Now Yvain's my only hope. I thank you, stranger. All I want is a straight answer. The least he could do is make Camelot pay me some kind of compensation. Damn bastards come in here acting like they own all of Connacht. I'll wait here for you.
lost one cannot hear you. She walks again the paths she forsook, wading through familiar darkness. Well met, my friend. Strange to see you beneath these noisy skies. I find I much prefer the quiet depths of the sea. There is a place in the depths that calls you. A domain both mine and not mine, lingering on the seabed for centuries. I have a certain fondness for it. I once helped it grow, yet from the beginning, it has been stagnant. Its beginning was your doing, Arthur. Now that you have returned, help it move at last. By descending into the coldest depths of the sea. How else? Do not fear. You will not drown. I will not permit it. But there, my part ends. What follows is yours to shape. I trust you will not keep me waiting too long, my friend.
The less attention, the better. Ah, a new face. I am Anselm, Major Domo to Lord Yvain. Any business to be done in Connacht usually passes through my hands first. From managing the court's affairs to ensuring Connacht doesn't collapse under its own weight, it's my duty to keep things running smoothly. Not an easy task, given the times. And you? What brings you here? Wandering so close to the heart of Connacht's business. You don't strike me as the idle type. Until next time...
I wasn't expecting company. I know. I already asked Anselm to tell her to wait. But Morag's a stubborn one. Honestly, what does she expect me to do? I'm not about to argue the legate over one inn. Not when there are far more pressing matters at hand. I don't doubt that. But Connacht is in a precarious position. I wouldn't be surprised if Denholm shuts the inn down out of fear of rebellion. And I'm hardly in a position to challenge his decision. We all have to endure these inconveniences a little longer. Well, surely she's been given some sort of compensation, hasn't she? Oh, that is unfortunate. I can see why she's upset. Very well. Tell her she'll be paid part of the damages from my coffers, and I'll speak with Denholm about her situation. When I have the time. I can't offer more than that. As long as this stalemate with Camelot holds, reopening the inn is out of the question. That's my final decision. Now, was there something else?
Just keep your head down.
And? What did he say? But the inn stays closed? Figures. So now instead of standing around here, I'll be stuck at home, hoping those thugs from Camelot will graciously pay what they owe me. I'd say it's better than nothing, but honestly, it's barely that. Eh? Should have known better than to count on that good-for-nothing lordling. Thank you, stranger. I'm glad at least someone here still cares about the common folk.
You're full of energy today. Always a pleasure to see you.
Oh dear. I'm pretty sure that's not allowed.
You doing okay?